I'm Jim.
And I'm Rosie.
And this is Cruising
Seaventure.
Seaventure. Join us and our new crew members Blake and his brother Barkley
As we cruise our home, Seaventure, wherever she may take us.
We're off this morning having left Bullhead Cove for the 30 nautical mile run to Ketchikan. So we're at the northern edge of where Dixon Entrance has quite a bit of influence on the seas. But here's the view this morning. It's quite calm and relaxing, and just sitting here with the coffee as we head to the first dock in 15 days.
We are in Revigaldo-ish channel, and
No idea how you say it.
exactly, and just approaching Ketchikan. You can start to make out the buildings up ahead.
11 miles out.
This is a passenger ferry heading out of Ketchikan. I like the covered wing stations, anticipating good old northwest weather.
And occasionally you pass the mega yacht. This is the 280-foot long Grace.
This is our approach to Ketchikan. As the float plane flies past, we turn off of Tongass Narrows into the Bar Harbor Marina. The marina has a north and a south section, and we are heading to the south section. You may have noticed that I am wearing headphones. Jim and I recently upgraded our old headsets to new wireless headsets that provide much more clarity. We have found that we use these not only in docking maneuvers, but in anchoring and lowering and raising the tender as well. These headphones have made performing these coordinated activities so much easier because we can clearly communicate to one another. Sometimes we talk about what we are doing. Other times we chat about things like the seal in the harbor. Regardless, the chatting keeps everyone, usually me, calmer and produces a much more successful outcome. Here you can see on the chart that we have pulled into the marina previously, once from our 2018 visit and then once from our 2020 visit.
At the dock in Ketchikan, just arrived after 14 days of total travel. Today is our quarantine day, so we can't get off the boat until tomorrow. Today's our 14th day. Then we're free, but it's kind of cool to be back in Ketchikan.
Yes, it is. And this is the dock. It's just a mix of all kinds of boats here.
Yep, it's great. I really like this marina.
Here's Melanie Ann, our neighbor. The cats have been eyeing her. Both kittens checking out the Ketchikan Marina. It's raining this morning. It rained about the first half of yesterday too. It rained over an inch and a quarter, I think. And today it's about 7 a.m. and we're at almost an inch so far today. After a couple of stormy days in Ketchikan, there are like 10 or 11 eagles on the breakwater. During the storm I noticed 1 or 2 hardy ones. Eagles grow from 2.5 to 3 feet tall with a wingspan of 6 to 8 feet. Small dogs and cats are at risk of being taken by eagles. As a result, we're being very good cat parents and making sure that the cats are very well supervised when outside. Otherwise, they need to remain indoors. When the weather dried up a little bit, we decided to go for a walk to the other end of town to visit the Thomas Basin Creek Street area. We decided to walk up this stairwell street to see what the view was like from the top. This is the halfway up mark. From the top, you have a good view of the boats anchored out in the Narrows. The road and the supporting rail were all recently built, it appears, and was very nicely done. That's just how crazy busy the road is.
So it's always remarkable to me that Ketchikan has no roads out of town, like all the towns in southeast Alaska except for Skagway, and how much traffic there is for there being no road out of town, and that every car got here by a ferry. But I suppose, looking down there at Tongass Avenue, if you go anywhere in Ketchikan, it would be hard to do so without driving on Tongass Avenue along the water. So this seems like a lot of traffic, I suppose, because there's only one road to drive on.
It's all on the same road.
It's all on the same road, okay. So we're here along one of Ketchikan's great boardwalks that come all along Water Street in the waterfront, right in front of one of the cruise ship docks that's of course empty. Sidewalks are all pretty empty. A few boats in this inner harbor, half dozen mega yachts in town, but otherwise all pretty quiet.
Here is some video from our 2018 visit to Ketchikan. Here you can see how busy the terminal is with all of the cruise ships.
All right, here in Ketchikan along the cruise, part of the cruise ship dock area, Sam Sockeye Business. This is what all the businesses look like, owned by the cruise lines.
It's doing it. The very empty space. Here is another view from our 2018 visit. You can see how busy the cruise ship terminal is. This has had quite a remarkable impact on the community of Ketchikan because they typically have so many cruise ships in town. Here you can see the number of people on the streets as compared to the 2020 visit.
This is the Thomas Basin Marina, usually which has one or two huge cruise ships in front of it, so it looks really different to us now. We're standing on the bridge right over the river, and there's the traditional Creek Street area of Ketchikan.
While most of this is closed down, there's a couple things open.
Most everything looks empty.
Yes. One of the few stores that are open here. After touring Creek Street, we wandered our way back to the Bar Harbor Marina. On the way, we did some provisioning so we could continue on our journey northbound.
Cruising north of Ketchikan, headed north to an anchorage a few hours away. We're going to cross Clearance Strait here. I want to show you the view out the front. So there's the view out the front. The waves never show up on camera like they do. Here's our gauge so you can see the roll. 5 degrees to starboard, 3 degrees to port, 3 degrees back to starboard. So 5 degrees there, yeah. But otherwise staying pretty level. Now let's see if I can go show you outside what the sea conditions look like. Paravanes are, of course, in the water. See if I can give you a good picture of this. about 3 foot waves on the beam here right now. The retrieval rope on the paravane here is a little loose because there's enough push of current. It's pushing the fish over toward the fish a little bit, the boat, but that's no big deal. Just moving along nicely. Hey everyone, thanks for watching another episode of Cruising Seaventure. This one where we covered Ketchikan on our 2020 visit.
We spent a good bit of time. We spent a little bit of time comparing our 2020 visit to our 2018 visit because of the significant difference in the impact the cruise ship industry has had on the town. And with COVID-19, there are no cruise ships. And so it really kind of made part of the town quite a bit quieter. So
it did.
It was a little different.
Yeah, so we did that comparison. Hope you enjoyed that in the video. And what we didn't do was very good job of filming content for you guys. We
realized that we captured our time on the boat during the rainstorm when we captured our walk through town, but we didn't manage to capture things like just provisioning for groceries and hardware and getting our outboard fixed and things like that you actually can do in all these towns. And so
I would note, not the big outboard, not the brand new outboard.
No, the little baby one.
Little tiny weed eater outboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, it was nice to get that taken care of and get ourselves ready for our next adventure, which is north of Ketchikan on to Wrangell.
Yep, to Wrangell and a visit to the Annan Bear Observatory. Which I think has created some phenomenal video.
So we're excited to share it with you.
Yep.
I think it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for this time. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope it was informational and entertaining as well. And we'll catch you again soon.
Yep, and stay put a little bit if you want for a little Q&A that I did at the end of the video here.
Yep.
So until next time.
Wishing you no wind and flat seas. Can you do it?
What?
No wind and flat seas?
No wind and flat seas.
One more time.
All right, hold on.
I'm just thinking.
All right.
All right.
Wait, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wishing you no wind and flat seas.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Time for another Seaventure Q&A. Haven't done one for a few videos. And since before our transit, so I thought now's a good time to get back in the habit of doing the Q&A at the end of each video. Remember, if you have a question, put it in the comments in YouTube or email us at cruisingseaventure@gmail.com and we'll be happy to answer your question when we can at the end of each video. So tonight we're going to have 3 questions, and the first question is one that I've actually gotten several times, and that is, can Seaventure run on only one engine? And the answer to the question is yes. Seaventure can run on only one engine. Now, she was designed and built to operate normally on 2 engines. Dragging one of the propellers, as you can think of one propeller not turning, it's dragging through the water, creates drag. And so as a result, puts added pressure on the steering system to keep Seaventure going straight, because that dragging propeller wants to rotate the boat. The dragging propeller for the non-running engine does spin in the water, which spins the gears in the transmission, but the transmissions are specifically made to be able to do that, so we can run on one engine. So, Seaventure is equipped with a lot of redundancies. I was thinking about this and I made a short list. We have 2 radars, 2 autopilots, 2 depth sounders, 2 refrigerators, 2 freezers, 2 toilets, 2 showers, 2 electrical inverters, 3 battery banks, 2 water tanks, 4 independent fuel tanks, and like we're talking about, 2 engines. So the 2 engines, all about redundancy, but if you had a problem with one engine, you can certainly continue on with the other engine. And we also can shut down one engine to check oil levels on longer passages. When we need to do that, we check the engine oil at least every 24 hours when on a longer passage, or if you needed to do routine maintenance, including even changing the oil while underway on a very long passage, you would need to do that, and you can shut down one engine, take care of those maintenance items, and continue on the other engine. So question 2. I like this question. I've noticed you often have a beer or a glass of wine with dinner. Do you have a drinking while cruising policy on Seaventure? And yes, we do. And it involves everyone on the boat. So listen carefully in case you think you want to go cruising aboard Seaventure. Here's the deal. When the boat is underway, we're moving, or it is going to move during that day, no alcohol is served to anybody aboard Seaventure. That's us, guests, it doesn't matter. Nobody. No alcohol is served in those situations. And the idea is that if you have a problem, we really need everyone 100%. And that includes guests who have nothing to do with operating the boat. But if there's a serious problem, you know, I think it's just better that way. So once again, if the boat's moving or going to move that day, no alcohol is served. Once the anchor hits the bottom, all bets are off. And yes, you could have a problem when you're at anchor and everyone's had a drink or two, but you know, this is our life. This is what we're living, and so you make some compromises. That's the ones we've made to live the life that we choose to live. So that is our drinking policy aboard Seaventure. Question 3. This is an insightful question, someone who's paying a lot of attention. Now that you're in Alaska, do you plan to return to your home port in Everett, Washington for the winter? Great question. And the answer is no, we do not plan to return to Everett for the winter. In fact, we have now given up our moorage in Everett, Washington. So while we're not homeless, we are portless. Seaventure has no marina to return to. You would think that might not be a big deal to give up the moorage in Everett. For us, it was, because there are too many liveaboards in the marina in Everett, so they are no longer allowing new liveaboard status. And it wouldn't really matter anyway, because for the size slip needed for Seaventure, the list for a moorage slip in Everett is years long. So we're not in Everett. There's not going to be a slip to return to in Everett. All right, so that's it for now. So we'll see you at the Q&A at the end of the next video.